just be
the fact we're in the woods. Some days it works great, some days it doesn't.
All right, well, we are live. Don't have anybody on yet, but the video is being recorded, so of course we can view it afterwards. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Hopefully the live stream doesn't die again.
Yes, so again, being out in the middle of the woods, we are at the mercy of whatever signal we can get. So we're going to do this as long as we can, as best as we can, and we're just going to roll with it. So my name is Jess Grill. I am the Education Coordinator at White Spog Preservation Trust here in Browns Mills in historic White Spog Village. And I run the Pinelands Institute here, which is our kind of environmental education outpost. We're standing here by our general store, which is the center of the village as it is right now. So White Spog Village is a 160-year-old farming village. Started off as cranberry farming. And then in the early 1900s, it is the birthplace of the commercial highbush blueberry crop. And we do still have family from the White family who started White Spogs farming our grounds today. And we are also now a part of Brendan T. Byrne State Forest. The lands were given over to the state of New Jersey in the 1970s. So we have 3,000...
Because they weren't good for anything else, right? That's pretty much the story, right? I mean, they couldn't find a commercial use for it.
So fun fact, the greater grounds, the 3,000 acres of White Spog is owned by the state of New Jersey as part of Brendan T. Byrne State Forest. And the family... the fifth-generation family of the Whites actually leased the land back from the state to continue cranberry farming.
Oh, that's cool.
So the fifth-generation family is still farming here. They just don't own the land anymore.
Got it. So everybody, by the way, Mark Harrison already says, hi, I'm here. Hi, Jess.
Yes.
So I'm going to flip the camera around just so people can see me for a second. Hi, everybody. This is Aaron Stoller with Stockton University. I'll do that just so you can see my beard. I'm going to try to manipulate the camera here. I know that with masks and everything, it can be difficult to hear. But so, yeah, I'm here. And I will be prompting with questions since I know nothing about this area, and I'm relatively new to the Pine Barrens. But I'm Aaron Stoller. I'm assistant professor at Stockton University doing this.
Oh no.
Oh, I think our battery dropped.
Sometimes that happens when we lose signal.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, I'm here.
I got you.
All right. So, yeah, assistant professor, environmental science at Stockton University. And I can attest to the fact that we passed multiple what look like cranberry bogs and blueberry farms on the way out here. So, yeah, let's get hiking.
All right.
Yeah, let's just take this out.
All right.
Oh, hold on, technical difficulties.
Oh, man. There we go.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, that happened. I'm just going to go put this down and not worry about it.
Okay, so, hi.
Excellent.
Jennifer North says hi.
Hi,
For all of you that are on the stream, if you can just give a shout out, tell us your name, where you're coming in from. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah, don't forget to like and follow both the Pinelands Institute page as well as the Stockton Natural Sciences page. We're both co-hosts on this, so you can follow future updates. So let's go for a hike, and I'll ask Jess to tell us a little bit about the history of the Pinelands Institute because I don't know it. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Where are we going?
So let's head this way. This leads out to our wetlands.
All right, so sorry for the jumpy camera. I thought we were going to have a gimbal, but I think it just failed on us. So if you can just tell us a little bit about the history of the Pinelands Institute.
So the Pinelands Institute has a very long history. It started in the 80s as the Conservation Education Center.
Oh, okay.
Through Glassboro State College, which is now Rowan University. In the 2000s, it was transferred to be a program of Burlington County College, which is now Rowan College at Burlington County. And actually, only just as of this year was it transferred to be a part of White Spog Preservation Trust. It has been here at White Spog since its inception. So it only made sense for the program to eventually make it as part of White Spog itself.
Okay.
So we're passing some of our village buildings here. You'll see there's a boarding house. for single workers when they would come and work the farm. That little small shed was the paymaster shed where people, after they spent the day picking, would go and collect their pay.
Per bushel of blueberry? Or per quart?
Usually per peck.
Per peck. Per
Yes,
peck.
per
A peck
peck.
of blueberries.
Yes, so usually you picked by the peck and you were paid by the peck. It was usually done by volume instead of by weight. This building we're passing here was the superintendent's house. And then this house was built a little later.
The Darlington House.
Yeah, so the Darlingtons are the current incarnation of the family of Whites. They were J.J. White's nephew who built a house here. Fun fact, the Darlingtons never lived in that house, though.
The Whites of famous White's Bog fame.
Yes.
The Darlingtons never lived there, you said?
They never lived there.
Oh, okay.
But they built the house, so we name it after them. So
Carol says, by the way, howdy here from Bergen County. I'm in the middle of writing a book that takes place in the Pine Barrens, so thanks for this. By the way, Carol, if you're interested, there's a great book by someone named Barbara Kingsolver that I'm in the middle of reading right now. She's a great writer slash biologist that I can't remember what the book's title is off the top of my head. Look it up. It's her latest book, but it takes place in the Pine Barrens, and it's all about Vineland.
yes.
Have you read it?
Fun fact, I actually read it. One of my coworkers, our archivist Tiomi, let me borrow the book.
What's it called?
I
You don't remember
completely
either.
forgot right off the top of my. I think it's Unsolved.
Oh yeah, that might be it. Check out the pond. Man, this is going to be wood frog habitat.
We have lots of wood frogs here. Earlier today, I heard a lot of southern tree frogs. We don't get too many pine barren tree frogs in this wood specifically. But if you go down south a little more, there's tons in Wharton State Forest and Bass River, a lot in the Hamilton area.
Yeah, we actually just did a survey on Stockton's campus. We have at least, I think it's 3 different breeding locations that we know of now for Pine Barrens tree frogs.
That's fantastic.
Which, if you don't know, is a very iconic species that's only found in Pine Barrens ecosystems. It's one of the only species that can tolerate the acidic conditions of Pine Barrens wetlands.
What's really interesting is a lot of the Pine Barren specific organisms that have evolved to be able to thrive in this very harsh environment. They're all only about 10 to 12,000 years old, which when you think about the history of evolution is very young. And one of our youngest species, the Atlantic leopard frog, was only identified, I believe it was 2014. So we have a fairly young, fairly new species that has just been
Wait.
identified.
Are you talking about the one that was discovered in New York City?
No, the Atlantic leopard frog was down south here. in,
Oh, I'm thinking of
South
a wood
Jersey.
frog species.
Oh, no, leopard
Oh, sorry,
frog.
my friend Jeremy's going to kill me. He's the one that okay, leopard frog.
But I just want to hop back real quick to the book that we're
Hop
talking
back,
about.
because of frogs. Get it.
So,
You're going to have to put up with corny jokes from me.
you know what?
I'm a dad without being a dad.
All ecologists like bad punny jokes.
Yeah,
But,
that's how we stay sane. Hopping back to the
hopping
book.
back, White Spot Conservation Trust, we have a book club. And that is the book that we are just starting for our book club. So
Carol said it's called Unsheltered.
Unsheltered, that's what it is.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Carol.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite a great book. I'm a huge fan of Barbara Kingsolver. Any of her other novels are fantastic. It's really, she only writes about like natural stuff.
There's a lot of natural history, a lot of New Jersey history, too.
So tell us about some of the plants that we're looking to see. I guess it's laurel, bayberry, and
We got some laurels, we got some bayberries, and our claim to fame here are our blueberries. We got some bayberries here, we got...
I'm gonna eat it.
So when you are eating wild fruits, make sure you know what you're picking. Make sure you know what you're eating.
Yeah, don't pick stuff that you don't know. That's a blueberry.
This is a blueberry right here. I'm not seeing any plants on it, but you can actually see the difference between a bayberry with its blue berries and a blueberry plant.
Can you eat bayberry?
You can. I haven't, personally.
Am I gonna die if I put it in my mouth?
So, fun fact, everything is edible at least once. You should only ever
That's
eat
not a
things-
fun fact.
You should only ever eat things you know are safe for you to eat.
Well, you just told me that it's safe, so I blame you if I die. It tastes like a blueberry.
So we have blueberries all over the place here. Blueberries are a native fruit to New Jersey. North America doesn't have too many fruits that are native only to North America. The American cranberry is one of them, and your high bush blueberry is another one. They're also in the same family. They're both vacciniums. They are both found all over the Pine Barrens. They thrive.
Yeah,
in
it's
this
like
acidic
weeds.
soil.
Seriously, it's like, and as soon as you burn a forest, or as soon as a forest naturally burns, it's like the first thing that comes back. It's amazing. And if anybody out there wants to brew some blueberry wine, shoot me a private message. I'll give you a great recipe. But you have to beat the birds to the blueberries because they will fight you
The birds and the
beak
deer.
and claw for it.
Birds and deer. Let's see. Other plants that are fairly common around here. We have our catbrier.
Catbrier, that's a new one for me.
It's just a common greenbrier. It's called catbrier here. Also edible. The young bright green
leaves?
leaves are edible. Not the older leaves, only the young ones.
Give me one that I can eat.
These are a little older since they've been growing. But here we
I
go.
love putting like plants in my mouth. That's how I met my wife. I was like, hey, I can eat this.
Catbrier. Another.
Okay, this is the leaf. I don't recommend doing this. I'm a trained ecologist, which means that I'm stupid.
It's just a part of science.
Yeah, you got to stick stuff in your mouth.
Actually, a great meme about science is
Oops.
do you lick it?
I lick it. It doesn't taste very good. I'm putting it down. Okay.
Another edible plant is sassafras.
Yeah, I know sassafras. Although that was found to have a carcinogen in it.
It was, so
Yeah, so if you ever find a plant that looks like this,
you got your mittens.
yeah, your mittens. The leaves actually don't necessarily have mittens. You got to do so. You got to rip out the plant from the root, and you got to smell the root. You can actually chop up the root and make sassafras tea. Although don't drink too much of it because it's got that saffrol in it, which is, I guess, a carcinogen.
It has been fairly newly known to science in the grand history.
I don't
of
recommend
science.
eating that leaf. That was not a good taste.
Not everything tastes good, but if you're ever stuck in the woods and you need to eat something,
God,
well,
blueberries.
If we find some wine berries or some blueberries.
So this is beautiful.
So welcome to the entrance to our wetland area.
Oh man, I didn't know this existed.
Yeah.
I ain't never been back here.
So actually, we'll take a quick turn to the right here.
Cool.
In New Jersey, we have the strictest rules for cranberry farming. For
They
every
have to be cranberries.
acre of cranberries you grow, you need to have 9 acres of pristine water.
For every acre, you have to have 9 acres of pristine water. What does pristine water mean?
Pristine water means that it is reserved for agricultural use. People don't swim in it. You don't have agricultural runoff. And you try not to have too much vehicle traffic.
Looks like we have the old cranberry drainages here.
Yeah.
In the water.
Please don't do that. You got some, actually, if you look closely, you got some diving beetles.
Yep.
Some little whirligigs.
Yep. Diving beetles. This is beautiful. So none of this is used for cranberry farming anymore. Oh, this is.
This is our
All
cranberry
right.
farm.
So you guys actually do farm cranberry.
Yeah.
Do you participate? Do you get into the muck boots?
So not in these bogs. We do have a dry bog that we use for education. And all a dry bog is one that is not flooded for a wet harvest. It's
Okay.
only a dry harvest. So if we want, you can
Yeah,
see the
let's go look at the cranberries. When is cranberry harvest?
October, mid-September to end of October.
Oh man, look at all of them.
They're all right here. So these berries were flowers just about a month and a half ago. I could actually see some.
Don't eat these yet. They're gross.
You can see some that didn't fully form yet.
I mean, they're not going to kill you, but they're not very tasty.
They're not very tasty. I mean, they're very sour anyway. Most of your fruits that grow in the pine barren soil is very acidic, very sour, because the soil and the water and essentially everything out here in the pine barrens is a very acidic, nutrient poor environment.
Right.
So citrus.
Wait, I have to do this. I have to do this.
You're going to do a pan?
I have to do this. Do you see this, Simba? All this that you see will be yours someday. No, okay. Okay, I'm done. All right.
Love it. One of my favorite facts is next year's flowers are already on this plant.
Next year's flowers are already on this.
Yep.
What?
So if we look really closely, if you come in here, you'll actually see a flower bud.
There's a piece of grass in there.
Let's move the grass out of the way.
Wait, so how does this survive the winter?
They flood the bogs, and it will rest dormant under the water.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
So they essentially hibernate underwater for the winter.
Cool.
They have an 18-month growing
So those
season.
little red things.
So not these.
Oh,
these are actually
not
flowers that flowered.
Oh,
this
the things
way.
at the tip.
Yep, at the
Oh, okay.
very, very tip.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Oh, I'm old. Oh God. Oh God. Standing up. Standing up. It's tough.
Gotta get out more.
Oh, I do get out, but when you chop firewood,
Yeah, that is tiring.
you feel tired all day long. So, okay, so we have 1 acre, or we have at least 1 acre of cranberry bog to 9 acres of
water.
water. And the water can be used for flooding the cranberry bog, yes?
Yes. So they used to use the little wooden thing we walked past.
Okay.
That is a traditional floodgate. They
Okay.
would pull planks of wood out of it to let water in.
And what do they do now?
Pump houses.
Pump houses. Is that just a more efficient method?
Much more efficient
Okay.
method of moving.
And
water.
I guess there's a set volume that they can drain. They can't. I guess they can't fully drain it.
This will actually get fairly low.
Okay, but not too low, because then you'll kill all the fish.
Sure. So there are some spots where it's a little deeper, and there are wetlands or there are ponds out here that they will not drain.
Okay.
The other thing is to help with conservation of water. They will move the water from one bog to another, to another, to another, so
Okay.
they don't flood all of the bogs all at the same time.
Okay. I'm sure that helps with shorebirds and everything. And
Absolutely.
man, how deep is this water over here?
About hip deep.
Hip
Not
deep.
very deep at all.
Well, on you, hip deep is.
Oh yeah, hip deep on me is. I am short.
We use measurements all the time. When I was talking about maple tapping last week, I was talking about diameter of the tree at breast height, and I realized that's going to be very different for different people. By the way, for those of you that are just joining on, thank you for having us. If you have been watching Jessica's live streams, of course you know this. If you've been watching my live streams, you know who I am. I'm Aaron Stoller from Stockton University. We are here out at White's Bog Village, historic village in the middle. Browns Mills and the Pine Barrens. Feel free to ask any questions that you want. We are just going for a nice little hike, and let me know how the audio is. We're trying to talk through masks. If there's anything I can do to improve the audio, if there's anything that you want to see, if there's any questions that you have, just chime on in. If you're just watching this for a joyride, by all means. And we have a beautiful dog coming up.
Hi,
hello.
buddy. Hi,
You're on a
guys.
live stream broadcast of the world. I love your mask.
Oh,
That's an Elsa mask.
You know what? I'm actually really upset because I ordered a mask that I wish came for today. It is axolotl fabric. If
Like
you don't know what
fabric made from an axolotl skin. You
they're
eco-terrorist.
so thin. I don't know. Well, I wouldn't get canceled.
No, I'm
but
assuming that
anyway.
there's axolotls on it.
Axolotls on the fabric, which they are my. You know, you work in the environmental field when you have a favorite of every type of animal.
Well, axolotls are just adorable.
They're just great.
Fun fact, axolotls are almost extinct in the natural environment. Great job, humans. But also, fun fact, they're thriving in a laboratory environment, and they all come from a strain that we imported from France.
I did not know that. I know that they.
Come at me, car.
I know that their natural environment is in one lake in Mexico.
Yep, one lake in Mexico, and we're killing it. Although they're trying to conserve it now, but, you know, who knows. And they look very different from the lab species.
Very different. Even the wild type, which you can get in the pet trade or scientific
You
trade.
can?
Even
I didn't know they would sell those.
They are illegal in New Jersey, though. You cannot own one as a pet in New Jersey.
It doesn't stop people.
No, not always. Oh, actually, I want to show you a pretty flower, because we've passed a few of
I like
them now.
flowers.
I like flowers. This is a Virginia Meadow Beauty.
A Virginia Meadow Beauty.
And they're just like a nice wild flower.
That is really pretty, actually. I mean, the name sets it up for being pretty, but
You do have to be careful because they are thorny. If you're not feeling it, they have like the
raspberries here.
wineberry.
Wineberry.
Wineberry. These are edible. Not yet, though. They're not ready yet.
Carol says, wow, my adult kid has axolotl pets. Oh, well, whatever. We won't tell anybody, Carol. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You ain't the only one.
So the Pine Barrens is famous for our wildflowers. We have a huge variety of wildflowers, some of which you can't find anywhere else in the world. Maybe some of the other Pine Barrens. The New Jersey Pine Barrens is one of the largest in the U.S. that's left. The other two that are comparable in size are in Long Island, the Long Island Pine Barrens.
North Carolina.
And North Carolina.
North Carolina, right. Carol says in Boston. I don't think so. Oh, there.
Maybe.
Oh, it was in Boston.
Maybe.
I was gonna say I think there is a pine, like a small little remnant somewhere in Massachusetts.
It's possible.
Oh no, there is. Oh no, I'm thinking about Long Island. There is one up in upstate New York because I lived around Troy for a little bit.
There used to be these pine forests all over the place.
Okay.
We're on it's from the Wisconsin glacier that receded at the end of the last ice age. So a couple 100,000 years ago.
Okay, Dirk McGurk. Now, I don't know who this is, but I love your name, Dirk. All right? It's probably not your real name. I might steal it. How could you tell that they were wineberries as opposed to blackberries or raspberries?
I have been collecting berries out here for quite a while, so I've just learned it, but it's also when you look at them. So with wineberries, the berry is actually a pretty small, compact berry. There we go. It's starting to turn dark. And the leaves...
God, greenheads. Oh, greenheads.
Oh, greenheads.
Yep.
This is why we put on bug spray. And the leaves, they're serrated, but they're not
serrated like a knife.
Thorny. So they got these little serrations on the end. And the vine has very small thorns. Blackberry, which there's some blackberry a little further up, I can show you when we get there. The leaves have thorns. The vines have very large thorns. The leaves are also much larger. Okay. And they're also darker. Okay. The berries are also a little bit bigger as well.
Cool. I'm learning so much. Bruce asks, are you going to walk back to Rome? Rome is a little far away. Rome requires a boat. Unless we're talking about a different Rome.
Talking about a completely different Rome.
Okay.
We can walk up towards Rome.
Okay.
So, Aaron, you wouldn't know this, but when Whitesbog was a fully active farming village, there were two satellite villages for the workers to live at. One was called Florence and one was called Rome. Mostly because these workers were Italian immigrants that came in from Philly. So the towns were named Rome and Florence to make it seem a little more homey, a little more familiar, because if you're coming from Italy and then Philadelphia, the Pine Barrens are nowhere near what you're used to seeing. So Rome is actually up this way.
Oh, okay.
Rome as a village does not exist anymore.
Bruce told you that before you told you that.
So...
Dirk says that the wineberries he was collecting in southeast Pennsylvania looked a bit different, less brilliant red color. A lot of that is going to depend on how much sun they get.
Yeah.
And how much nutrients are in the ground. So don't use the coloration necessarily as a
Yeah, the Pine Barrens are notorious for having very nutrient poor soil. If you're looking at the ground, you'll see it's sand. That is 90% of our soil here. There might be some clays, there might be some silts, usually much further down, but most of our surface sand here are quartz and silica sands.
It's good for making glass.
It is. We actually have, there are all sorts of these little farming towns around New Jersey, one of which, Wheaton, is still used for glass blowing today. I think that's a turtle head. Do you see right by that small lily flower?
Oh yeah, we got a little turtle.
It's probably a painted turtle.
Let's see if I can sneak up.
Good luck.
It's not a turtle, is it? No.
Oh.
No, it's not a turtle.
I thought it looks like a
It's a
turtle head.
root. It's a very sneaky root.
Oh, it looks like a turtle head. We were both.
Am I wrong?
No, I don't know. Oh, I scared something.
It's just a root.
Yeah. Oh man, it looked like a turtle head.
I actually did not make the connection between Wheaton and the glass that I use in my laboratory. Anyways, the people driving on these trails, what are they doing?
They're out for a drive.
Okay, so that's allowed.
So in this area you can see that these roads, they're historically used for outdoor recreation, more recently, but historically just for farms. And we do have vehicles come out here. As long as they stay on the roads, they are allowed out.
Susan Levy
That's my mom.
says, "Hi, sweetie," so I'm assuming she's not talking to me.
No, hi, Mom.
And someone else, Carol asks, could you raise enough food there to be self-sufficient? That really depends on what you want to eat.
So, yeah, that is true. We actually have some great hunting out here in the Pine Barrens.
You could definitely hunt. Definitely hunt. There's plenty of deer.
Plenty of deer, plenty of turkey. We have, we're overrun in deer and turkey.
I mean, if you amend the ground with stuff, you can produce.
What's really interesting is here in the Pine Barrens, amending is like adding nutrients into the soil. Usually do that to help bring soils back to life. If you amend soil in the Pine Barrens with like a nutrient-dense soil, you're actually degrading the soil here.
Oh,
It's considered degrading the Pine Barren soil.
Don't do it, folks.
Don't do it. I know we were talking about fungus.
Yeah, somebody was looking for fungus. Don't eat this one.
Don't eat this one. I know you said you're not good at fungus. I am not good at fungus. However, I have my iPad. And I use this great app called Seek. And what it is you can hold it up to anything. Actually, I'll hold it up to this little oak right here.
Can you hold it up to me?
I don't know. So what it'll do is it'll tell you what it is down to genus. And if you're lucky, you'll get to species.
So it's for plants.
Plants, animals, insects, fungus, anything.
That's cool.
So.
Oh, wow. This is really specific.
If you head over to here, all your species. Oh, it needs internet to generate nearby species. But anyway, it can check.
So wait, what is it saying this thing is?
So you can take photos without internet.
Oh, okay. So and then we'll upload it later.
It will tell me. Well, it's telling me this is it is in Russulaceae family.
That's the family. We don't know what the mushroom is.
I don't know if we'll get down to genus or species with the app.
That's cool.
But
I use iNaturalist and Plant app.
This links to iNaturalist.
Oh, that's cool.
It is an app by iNaturalist to help you with identification. So if you have an iNaturalist account, you can add it to your observations.
There you go, folks. Yeah, we were just talking about iNaturalist when we were doing, I was with the Margate Diamondback Terrapin Conservation Project a couple weeks ago. And we were talking about how they use iNaturalist to upload locations, specific GPS locations of where they find all their turtles.
It is a wonderful, wonderful app. Yeah,
it's in the mode of what we call citizen science, where we now realize that scientists are pretty stupid. I mean, I'm a scientist, so, you know, it's kind of self-admitting that we can't possibly get all the data that we need to understand the world. And it's like everybody in the world kind of wants to collect their own data, so why not help us?
Yep. And it essentially introduces you to the work that scientists will do out in the field. Now, not all of the data that you can find on iNaturalist is what we would call research grade.
Yeah.
But it is
Meaning that
possible.
there's misidentifications.
But it is possible. It's a great community, so people can come together and discuss what they're finding.
Right. Susan Parker asks, what are the blue holes in the Pine Barrens? Now, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm going to take a guess that they're quarries.
Blue holes are a very specific groundwater where they have high chemical I don't know too much about them. I know some people specifically study them. I have not. I just know that they have very high chemical contents. Oh, before you walk too far.
Well, everything has a
Rome.
high chemical content.
Well, specifically, I believe it's like specifically coppers. But
Welcome to Rome!
And the way we know we're in Rome is, well, there's a foundation.
It's a log.
Nope, that's a foundation.
Oh. Okay.
So there was a worker's cottage
That's a
here.
greenhead. Yeah.
So those were steps up into a building. A little further up on the other side, we actually see the foundation of another building. We just have to walk up. It's hidden by the trees right now.
They probably can't hear you. We're looking for a foundation of another. It's hidden by trees, but it's in there. And this is Rome. Okay, folks, I got to tell you, the actual Rome is way more interesting. I mean, I haven't been there, but I've seen pictures. While we're looking for this, I will say I think that the blue holes are kind of groundwater seeps.
There's another building.
Oh, yeah, okay. So this is not a building, but it's a foundation for a building.
It's a foundation where a building was.
Susan Parker asks, are there chiggers there?
Probably.
Yes. I'm going to hate myself later on. I actually sampled a blue hole.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, out in Hamilton. I had no idea what it was. We took ourselves on a weird hiatus, and it is one of the strangest freshwater systems out there. Like, I got to tell you, it is just crystal clear blue. How are the strawberry flies out there? I've never even heard of strawberry flies.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I don't know what strawberry flies are. Are you talking about greenheads? Because I know what greenheads are, and I know what chiggers are.
I wonder if they're another biting fly species. If someone wants to throw in some info about strawberry flies, I am
Well,
curious.
Rick Mulhern knows what strawberry flies are, so if you can tell us what strawberry flies are, teach us.
So we got this excellent little...
God, you gotta
intermittent
pave
pond.
this. You know, this is difficult. I don't like
Welcome
sand.
to the Pine Barrens. Welcome to our sugar plant.
I'm lazy and I'm fat and I'm out of shape.
Well, this will get you in shape.
No, it's not. It's just gonna make me tired.
So if you want to look for frogs, this is a great place.
I like frogs. I don't see tadpoles.
It's a little late in the season for tadpoles. If you come here in April, there are tadpoles everywhere.
That is not a snake,
No.
but I thought it was. Guys, just so you know, I'm a frogologist by trade. That's easier than herpetologist, because then people think I study herpes, and I don't study herpes.
Do people honestly think that?
I don't know.
So if you ever want to come out here with your muck tape, it is great. Not hearing any. Oh, we got some wild cranberry, though. Ta-da!
Someone just hopped in there.
Something did. I heard it. That's the thing about frogs. You'll usually hear them before you see them.
Glenn says blue holes were formed from clay mining. I thought they were like quarries.
Ah, thanks, Glenn.
Oh, Rick Mulhern says, I guess greenheads. I don't know how strawberry flies translates to greenheads, but sure.
Well, then again, if we think about our species, well, the South
I mean,
American species of poisonous frogs, where you have your blue jean frog, it's also called a strawberry frog.
and what did you call that purple flower? Beautiful
The violet meadow beauty.
violet meadow beauty.
Or Virginia meadow beauty. sorry.
Virginia meadow beauty. And so this is shortleaf pine, or jack pine. I know we got shortleaf, jack, and longleaf.
And pitch pine.
And pitch pine, right? And pitch pine. And this is pitch pine.
So pitch pine.
God, and I call myself an ecologist.
Pitch pines are really obvious from their very thick bark that tends to be kind of flaky.
Why you gotta insult it?
It likes
Don't
being
call
thick.
it thick.
Hey. Thick is good. It is thick.
You're being thickest.
Another way you can tell it's a pitch pine is by looking at the vesicles.
The vesicles? Now you're insulting its vesicles?
So the vesicles are the things that hold the needles, its leaves, and there will always be 3 needles per vesicle.
3. Flat on one side, rounded on the other, it looks like.
Yep. Very astringent smelling.
Dirk McGurk says the blue holes he thought was always sand mining since the Pine Barrens was mostly sand. Abandoned sand mines that fill in with groundwater springs, super dangerous to swim in.
Yeah, you don't want to go in them.
Oh, well, I went in them. I mean, I went in with waders. Uh-oh, we lost somebody.
Oh, no.
May they rest in peace.
I bet you somebody probably fell in the water and just
abandoned.
Leave their shoes. Which, don't do that. Take your stuff home with you.
Pack out. Got some wild grape going on there. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
We got some heathers too. Got our pine.
We have some Rachels. I get it. Oh.
Alright, so we'll head back out to the west.
I know this tree. This is chestnut oak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chestnut oak.
Yeah. One of the few oaks that is multi-lobed. Oh, that's a big caterpillar. Huh. How are you at Ento?
I don't know. Right now, I'm just trying to get a mask back on my face. I'm not. It's a caterpillar. That's as far as I got.
I'm going to guess it's a butterfly species. Usually moth species are a little fuzzier. Hey.
See any chanterelle or black trumpet mushrooms? Not yet.
Not yet. Those are, I can recognize chanterelles, I can recognize sorrels, or not sorrels, morels, turkey tail.
We got some red maple.
And what's the other one I can do?
The hallucinogenic ones?
No, if we're lucky we'll find some bog iron.
I've never seen bog iron. Ugh.
God, it is humid out today.
Yeah. That rain's gonna come through.
What was that?
That rain's gonna come through, hopefully.
Eventually.
One person back on.
Hey.
2 people back on. Thanks for joining back. 3 people back on.
Welcome to the Pine Barrens, where, like we said, we are at the mercy of signal in the middle of the woods.
That dastardly signal. 4 people back on. It's incredibly humid and there's a lot of cloud cover, so we're not getting a whole bunch of satellite coverage here. So, bear with us.
We're working on
6
it.
people back on. Welcome all. Thanks for joining back.
So, did you have any other specific questions?
No, I got them all before it cut out. That was pretty much it. Just kind of taking them as they went. If anybody does have any questions, of course, feel free to ask them. So, how many visitors do you guys get per year?
So that is a very hard number for us to really say. When we were doing in-person events and our school field trips, let's see, we would have about school kids, 20,000. We can easily have 50,000 people in a year.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. And you guys don't charge any admission?
We do not charge admission to come out and enjoy the grounds. We will charge admission for some of our events.
Right, okay.
Unless you're a member.
Oh.
To become a member of the White Bog Preservation Trust, we have some member-only events.
Do I get a mug?
You get, well, it depends on...
I only join things if
level.
I get a mug.
Depends on the membership level. I think.
Okay, well, if you join at the $1,000 membership level,
you get a mug.
You get a mug.
You get a mug and a T-shirt and. probably a private tour at that point.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, I don't have $1,000. So.
New memberships start at $15.
Oh man, only $15.
Only $15.
All right. You can just come out whenever. So I guess if you live around here, that's a pretty good thing. Or if you have a family in the Pine Barrens, and
come support preservation.
Absolutely.
Of both.
Absolutely. In case you didn't know, Fish and Wildlife and other like conservation agencies are the least funded agency in the government. Like, people think that we get a lot of money. Ecology, environmental science.
We don't.
We don't get any money.
Yeah, we also have the tightest. We're very understaffed.
Yeah.
Very understaffed. Very underfunded. Please help us.
Yeah. I think at some point we demonstrated that we could get along with the shoestring budget, and that never changed. And so, of course, we never get any more money.
We are very good at begging for money, which is in the form of grants, because that's essentially all a grant is.
Yep.
Please give us money. Here's why we need it.
Yep.
Hopefully you get it from the other thousands of people asking for the same money.
Yep. This is really pretty.
I love it out here.
This is really pretty. What a great place to come out. I'm so glad that we could bring people out. By the way, if anybody... Oh, okay, happy to see it's not raining, and we do have some comments here. All right, cool. If anybody has any questions or comments, please do ask. Do you guys have any maple trees in the forests? The, like, large maple trees?
Mostly just the swamp maples, the red maples.
Okay.
We don't really get too many of the larger
I thought
maples.
swamps were a different species.
Acer rubrum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of... That's the fun thing about common names.
Well, no, I thought that it was that species of maple that was like had a really large leaf. Not Norway. I know what Norway is.
Yeah, the Norway ones, they're like as big as my head.
Yeah.
So around here we actually have some blackberries. So the person who was asking the difference, once we turn the corner.
We're hunting for blackberries. Man, it's humid out.
It really is.
To all those people, oh, there's some blackberries that dried, bro. To all those people that say that you can't breathe while wearing a mask, guys, I can breathe. I'm not happy about it, but I can breathe.
So yeah, so these are the blackberries. Ooh, don't fall. You can see that they have died in the heat.
Yep, they're shriveled up.
Yep. So these are the blackberries. There's usually a giant green frog hanging out down there, but I don't see him. I don't know. It is an interesting... Oh, it's an interesting vine. It's just on top of everything. I don't know.
So what's the acidity? What's the acidity of this water? Do you know?
It's usually around a 4.5 to a 5.5.
That's pretty acidic. Great.
Yeah,
Go. Something red tail.
Oh, hi. That's my husband.
Oh.
Hi.
She says hi. What is that name?
Goyakle.
Goyakle.
Yeah, he's Apache.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah.
Use your last name, not Red Tail. That's way cooler than Grill.
You know, I didn't want to go through the whole thing.
I get it. You don't have to go through the whole thing. My wife didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she was like, if you want to change your last name, you can go for it. And I was like, no, I'm good.
So, yeah, so the soil, the water, everything around here has a pH of usually around a 4.5 to a 5.5.
Which, if people don't know, is pretty acidic.
Pretty acidic.
That's kind of like your soda.
Yeah, it's around vinegar. I believe acetic acid is around your 4.5 as well. And we also have a very high iron content.
Yeah, we're hunting some bog iron. We're not going to find it around here.
No, this has been turned over so much. Fun fact, all cranberry bogs technically started as bog iron bogs. And the cranberries just kind of started working their way in, and farmers saw, hey, crop. Oh, we got a, what is that, a 12 band? That dragonfly.
The dragonfly?
It's either a 3-band or a 12 band, depending on how many clear spots there are on the wing. Probably a 12 band. They're very common around here.
Do you have people that go kayaking in this?
Not here, but a little further back, there's an area where people tend to go kayaking.
Okay. Is it just not, it's not allowed in this area? No place to put in?
Yeah, no good place to put in, but a little further back, there's a spot where it's
Okay.
more shallow, more sandy.
That's cool.
The hard thing about that is as much as we want people to recreate out here, because nature is for everyone. We want everyone out here. We also need everyone to understand that we need you to help us keep this clean. So if you are ever outside and you're going for a hike and you see trash or people dumping trash or leaving their trash, we all need help. Please remind them to take their trash with you or pick the trash up as you're hiking.
So bring a plastic bag. Although actually what I usually do is I just find a plastic bag that somebody dumped and then I start using that to carry the trash.
That happens too.
Zach, I'm glad you know these. Does the acid help to free up the iron?
Ooh, I am actually unsure about that. That is a fun question.
I
Do you know?
am not a chemist.
Neither
Your
am I.
husband, Mr. Redtail, says you have to smelt it out of the soil. Red clay is the best, so not really.
Yeah, well, we don't have clay here, so.
I'm glad your other half knows.
Yeah, we don't, well, actually there are some spots, especially as you get further down into aquifers. I believe it's the Cohansey Aquifer,
Okay.
which is about a mile down below. That's a little more of a clay soil. So if you don't know, down here in the Pine Barrens, we are actually standing on top of about a 17 trillion gallon aquifer, where if we were to take all that water and bring it to the surface, it would cover all of New Jersey in about 5 feet of water. It's called the Kirkwood-Cohansey Aquifer. Two different soil types.
That's one of the most pristine aquifers in the country.
It is.
It's well known for its water. And in fact, if you want to taste its water in beer form, go to my friends at the, not Pinelands Brewing.
There's Pinelands Brewing, there's Lower Forge Brewery, there's...
What's the name of the brewery?
There are so many here in the Pine Barrens.
It's right off of the Parkway. Why can't I remember the name of it?
It's not Icarus,
No.
because I know Icarus Brewing.
If somebody knows, it's right off of like 39. Dang it. Oh, look at all the lotus blossoms or whatever we're going to call them.
They're lily flowers.
Lily flowers. I'm a scientist.
The fun thing about being a scientist is you know a lot about a specific thing, and everything else you just have general knowledge.
The thing about being a scientist is I just say stuff that people believe me when I say I'm a scientist. Susan
really-
Levy says, ask your brother.
My brother works for a brewery.
Oh, fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so lily blooms, right? Yeah, lily. This is not lotus. I know what lotus looks like. This is not lotus.
This is your
That's
standard
beautiful.
fragrant white lily, which is funny because there are also some pink ones out there. I don't see any oh, there's some.
Hidden Sands Brewery. Oh, that's what I was thinking about.
Oh, okay.
It's called Hidden Sands because of the Kirkwood-Cohansey Reservoir, which is a sandy reservoir.
Spatter dock.
Spatter Dock. That's my favorite dock.
Just another aquatic plant.
And the other one that you're going to get around here is going to be your bladderwort,
Bladderworts, which I don't
which
see
is the
any.
carnivorous plant. It eats plankton. It's starting to rain. I see the
Yeah, I
droplets on
see
the
the
water.
drop. It is also one of the fastest organisms in the world.
Yeah, if you've never seen a bladderwort bladder, just look it up on YouTube. It's really cool. I teach my ecology class that.
So this leads back to the village, but we can go this way and see some more cool stuff.
Okay, here's hoping the rain holds out.
Yeah.
Heard a green frog. The little broken banjo.
Gulp, gulp. Kind of
There's
sounds like if you stretch a rubber band between your fingers and pluck it.
the sassafras
There
again.
you go.
See, the mitten. But it doesn't always have to be a mitten. See, like you can have a young leaf, which doesn't even look like a mitten.
So, yeah, you can
Yeah.
have a single leaf. You can have it with 3 lobes. And then there's a right-hand mitten.
A right-hand mitten.
And a left-hand mitten.
Ugh, the lefties.
Ah, those lefties.
Those lefties. They say lefties are smarter, but I'm not a lefty, so I don't believe them.
If you're lucky out here, you'll find some beavers. and some muskrat, which are our aquatic rodents.
Some beavers.
Yeah, we have a beaver lodge up that way, not too far.
Is that where they play cards? At the beaver lodge?
At the lodge. Yeah, that's where they have their meetings, you know.
Beavers are good.
Beavers are fantastic for your ecosystem.
Don't kill the beavers.
They're also extremely soft.
It's extremely what?
Soft.
Oh.
But
Don't go
don't
petting
go
a beaver.
them. If you're lucky enough to be able to work with wildlife.
What's the grass that's sticking out?
It's probably common reed.
No, common reed's Phragmites.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the name.
No.
That's not common reed.
Yeah, it's a common reed.
Stilt grass or no?
Grasses are a
Not
blind
difficult.
spot for me.
Elizabeth A. Hensel says, football, mitten, and ghost. Love sassafras.
I've never heard it called a ghost, but I see
I like that.
I like that one. And I got some reeds out there, some sedges.
Sedges have edges.
Reeds around.
Reeds are round. No, thrushes are... Rushes are round. Sedges have edges, and grasses have asses.
We did, because I work with children.
Oh yeah, don't listen to that, folks. Sorry.
It's usually sedges have edges, reeds are round, and grasses have capes all the way to the ground.
Well, that works too, I guess.
Because kids like superhero capes, you know.
Phragmites makes good arrow shafts, your husband says.
Yeah,
I did not know that, but I totally see it now.
you can see it. That cattails do as well.
Is how do you say his name?
Goyakle?
Goyakle. Is he
G.
G. Is he does he know a lot about natural plants and their uses?
Some. I know he's done a lot of
And would he like to come out to my class to
primitive
teach
skills.
teach about native plants and Native American ways?
Probably.
Oh, that would be wonderful. We had a Lenape elder come out and talk to my class about.
Mark?
No, oh, what was his name?
Because we're friends with the Nanacoke tribe from down South Jersey.
His name was Reverend. Oh, I can't remember. Reverend somebody. Elizabeth says that's how we taught it to elementary age kids back at Helmer Nature Center in upstate New York. The kids loved it and it was easy to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, my education was a little bit more rough around the edges.
I did.
Norwood, Reverend Norwood.
Okay. The name is Norwood.
He's
Whoa.
Whoa! What? Ah! That's a lot of caterpillars! Ew. Gross.
Hey, bugs are awesome.
No, bugs are gross. Okay, wait, no, I like bugs. Actually, at the end of this month, we're doing a bug watch with my friend Jamie. All right, so what is this? What do we got?
That is an excellent question. I'm really good with
Red-headed butt things.
the red. Well,
They got
the butts red. Oh yeah, the butts are red
The butts
too.
are red. We got yellow spotted red-headed butt things.
Well, let's see if the app can tell us, because I really like using technology to help inform holes in my knowledge.
No, I don't do that. Just kidding. I exclusively do that.
Let's see. Where are these things? There we go. It is an azalea caterpillar moth.
An azalea caterpillar moth. You just got a text message saying something from your
Oh, whatever.
your mom.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is an azalea caterpillar moth. Oh, interesting. I wonder what an azalea there's at least 10 of them all clustered together.
They do that because they love each other.
I'm actually surprised that they do that. I would think it would be just too much competition for food. They have stripped the leaves off of this thing. You can see they've done it on this one too. A couple of them.
Okay, bye, friends. You guys are gross. Oh, sorry, guys. G says he can help me with desert plants, but not out here. Maybe with weaponry. I'll take weaponry. I like weaponry.
Weaponry and
I'm more interested in teaching students that Native Americans knew everything that we know thousands of years before we came here, and
We just didn't listen to them.
we really need to listen to them to learn more. It's a constant thing in my my lessons, is that ecology is the science of describing things that Native Americans knew for thousands of years. One thing that I talk about with my students is the Three Sisters method of planting, where you plant corn, squash, and what is it, beans,
Yep.
all next to each other, and they grow better than if they were in mixture. And we in ecology call that mixture versus monoculture planting.
A bit of symbiosis in there.
Yeah, well, that's the whole reason why mixture works, is because of symbiosis. People are saying that the video is pixelated. Guys, I'm sorry. That's going to have to do with the connection. We're just at the mercy. Bear with us. Fleabane.
You can make tea from that.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
What is fleabane? This flower?
Fleabane? Yep. So it's in the aster family, because you got all these little individual petals here. But fleabane you can make tea from.
Do you make tea from the flowers?
I've done it from the flowers.
Okay.
If you find tea berry, you can also make tea from tea berry.
It's not actually tea.
It is not, and it's
Dirk
not.
McGurk says polycultures and permacultures. Oh, Dirk McGurk.
Tea berry is also
Dark McGurk.
called wintergreen, and it's not even a mint. Wintergreen is considered a mint flavor, but it's not in the mint family.
Now, wintergreens are the little red berries that you got. Yep. All right, you're going to have to hold this phone for a little bit while I grab some water.
Absolutely.
I am dying of thirst. Oh.
That is why, that's why I went with the Camelback. Yeah, my back's going to be sweaty, but at least I can drink as we go.
See this, Simba? All this you will own.
So this was our airstrip when the farm did.
Oh, cool.
Before you knew that it wasn't a good thing to do consistently for the ecosystem. Yeah, so you could always tell the shallowest parts of our wetlands because they are just covered in lilies.
You want to tap some of your trees for syrup?
I know.
We're doing it.
Someone was doing it.
Yeah, we got a grant to study red maple tapping.
Was that you guys? That's awesome.
Probably.
Because I actually just read something about that last week.
We'll give you the tap. Anybody that's listening, anybody that watches this video, I'll put a shout out to you. If you own some forested property that has red maples in it, we will give you tapping equipment.
I would love to throw some taps out here.
We will give you tapping equipment. You only have to collect the syrup, sap, and process it. You can keep all of the syrup. All we want to do is be able to come onto your property and take some measurements of the soil. But yeah, you can tap red maple trees for the sap. It's delicious.
Elizabeth Hensel, if you are still on here and watching, I know your dad has a maple farm. Maybe you have
anywhere in South Jersey. Anywhere in South Jersey.
Her dad's maple farm is up in upstate New York. But if you have any maple trees on your property, you can start tapping your own trees. That would be really cool.
Yep.
Let's see. Ah, somebody laid down some fresh sand. This is not native sand. That was sand that was brought in. Fun fact, when you walk around the Pine Barrens enough, you can tell native sand from not native sand. It looks completely different.
Is this what we would call invasive sand?
I would assume. Yeah, this has many more small rocks in it, where our natural sands are much more silica-based, much finer. If you've ever heard of sugar sand, it's a very fine, very loose sand. You can sink into it. It is very hard to walk through.
Is this sugar sand?
This is not.
Well, this is very hard to walk through, and I'm struggling. I'm wearing heavy denim and a cotton shirt, folks.
Yeah, why'd you wear denim?
Because I'm stupid. That's a mushroom.
That is a mushroom.
You want to get your thing out?
I think that's a turkey tail.
Zach says, I tap that. Tap the pitch pine so we can make glue. No, thank you.
Well, you can actually make
I
glue from
tap
it.
that.
Did you know you can make glue from the sap of the pitch pine tree? It is called pitch glue.
No, I did not know that.
Yep, it is. The sap of the pitch pine is extremely sticky. You collect some of it, boil out the impurities, and mix it with a little bit of charcoal, if you were really going primitive, some like rabbit or deer poop for the grass content as a binder. And yeah, you make glue.
Huh. I did not know that.
All right.
Elizabeth says, yes, I'm here. My dad mostly has sugar maples and in western New York. Yeah, that makes sense because that's where sugar
Oh,
maples
it's a
are.
reishi mushroom.
A reishi?
It is a golden reishi.
That is edible, isn't it?
It is edible.
Oh.
This is harvestable.
That is a harvestable mushroom, folks. A golden reishi. I like it.
Excellent.
You know, Elizabeth, if you have red maples at work, I don't know where work is, but if you want to, if they'll allow you to tap it and collect the sap, let us know. Shoot us a message.
She's a professional falconer.
A professional falconer? That's the most amazing job I can think of. That's literally like the most amazing job I can think of. That takes a lot of work.
It does. It does take a lot of work. Any other things you'd like to know about the pine?
I want to make glue.
Got some.
There you go. There's some more red maples. You can tap those.
Oh yeah, those are a good size
Yeah,
too.
plenty of red maples.
We got so much.
Let's
pepper
tap
bush.
some red maples around here.
Look at all our pepper bush coming in.
Oh yeah, I'm so bad with remembering plant species of the when they're small. I know holly. I got holly.
I've been working here now for 4 years. I've gotten pretty good with our common plants. Some of our less common plants I'm still working on.
Oh.
And fungus. I am not good at fungus.
G says I can show you how to make pitch glue if you want. That would be fantastic. That would be great, actually. So, G, we're gonna have to get in contact because I'm doing all virtual classes this semester because pandemic.
Yep.
And if you and I can get together to do a virtual live stream of glue making, that would be fantastic. And I can invite the public.
Do you need a snack?
No, those don't look right. Oh, the bottom one looks right. It's okay. Taking off my mask right now. Oof. Once the mask is on and you're sweating through it, it's like glued to your face.
You kind of get used to it. It's almost like, I know you've done field work. I've done field work. When you're doing field work and it's either downpouring rain or it's
My pinky has sweat on it right now.
100 degrees out, and you're out and you're doing it. You're like, whatever, I can deal with it. The second you're somewhere warm and dry or nice and cool, you're like, why did I put myself through this?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to find some of our carnivorous plants because we have 3 types of sundew. We have purple pitcher plants, and we do have bladderworts. It's just finding them underneath all
underneath
the
of all this, and then of course you have sundews.
Yes.
Sundews.
Sundews are great. Got your spatulas and your thread leaves and your round leaves. Got some little club bosses down there. If we're lucky, we'll see a deer, but we're being a little loud.
We're at the 1 hour mark. I don't know how long you want to go.
Oh, I don't know. We can probably go until the battery dies or loop around.
Always carry extra masks, mostly cotton. Susan.
Thanks, Mom. My mom's a nurse.
Oh, no. This mask that I'm wearing on my face right now is a neck gaiter. This is not like the best type of mask, but I can't do anything else in the field. It's gonna kill me. I'm out of shape. Look at those beautiful pink ones. Oh man, those are the prettiest flowers ever.
Fragrant pond lilies. We got some club moss.
That's boring.
Mosses are cool. Hey.
Club moss. Right.
Well, that's a baby
That's
cedar
baby
tree.
cedar. That club moss is down there.
Yeah, it's these guys. Got a little baby maple. Look at that little one coming
Here,
in.
hold the phone. I'm gonna see if I can get some bladderwort.
Yeah, see if you can find some underneath there.
This is aquatic ecology at work.
I know there's pondweed in there. You can see that.
Hi.
It's that greenery floating on. It is greenery floating on water, Lucy. This is all pondweed. A lot of muck. Muck is the technical term for all the gross decaying plant matter. That is muck.
No, yeah, this is just.
Yeah, it looks like pondweed.
No bladders. Gross.
I'm gonna hold on to this for a bit until your hand dries off. Woo!
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse, aquatic science or animal science when it comes to gross stuff.
I
got some more blueberries. Oh, that's a good bush, actually. There are a good amount of berries on this blueberry plant. Yeah. Fun fact about walking through here. If you can recognize a blueberry plant, you can pick the blueberries and eat them.
I'm doing it. Stop.
I'm not going to stop you. Oh, we got some more wine berries. So the
wine berries taste like.
Oh, there's a good one right there. You see how nice and dark it is?
Alright, so it's gonna taste like a blackberry?
A little bit.
Oh, it's sour. Oh, it's sour.
Welcome.
Oh god, it's sour.
Welcome to the Pinelands, where everything is sour because it
Why do I
grows
keep putting things in my mouth?
in acidic soil. Because science.
Oh.
You put things in your mouth for science. Oh, hey, carrots.
What?
There's some wild carrot growing.
Oh.
Right there. That's carrot. Looks like carrot greens.
Can we pull it up and see a carrot?
You might.
So,
If you ever see, it's known as Queen Anne's lace. It's a big ball of a flower.
that's not a carrot.
Usually if you find the ones that have flowered, you'll usually see. Any wild sage? I don't know. I have not seen any. Lucy is asking if the park is open for exploration. Yes. The grounds of Whitesbog are open from sunup until sundown, 365 days a week. Ooh, there are a lot of deer out here. I'm seeing tons of footprints. There probably are tons of critters in that pond. Absolutely. Definitely some dragonfly and damselfly larvae. Huh, that leads to...
So, what is this?
That does look like a blueberry, but I don't see any berries. It was probably these maples. Blueberries like sun until you burn the forest. And then they like to grow in the nice open burned areas.
Opportunistic.
They're very opportunistic. So are your wine berries. That blueberry are the only botanical berry to also be an edible berry, or like a culinary berry. Raspberries are not technically a berry botanically. Neither are blackberries.
Bananas.
They are a berry.
Yeah, they're back apart.
Eggplants are a berry. And avocados are a weird spot because some berry and some people call them a stone fruit. Oh, we are losing our signal, probably because we're wet.
Ever had blueberry wine?
I've had blueberry meat. So we came back just... Ooh, did you hear that green frog? That was a loud one.
That was me.
was it? We came back just in time to find a very, very good blueberry bush. Look at all those blueberries! Alright, so we seem to be losing our signal a bit more, and also, I know Aaron and I were starting to lose how big this caterpillar is. So it's that azalea caterpillar, but look how big that one is. Like,
look at his cute little legs gripping the thing.
Let's see if we can focus on him. Come on, phone, focus. Not on the leaves in the background, the leaves in the there we go. Cute little face. All right. Round. There we go. Hi.
Oh, sorry. I was eating blueberries.
Yeah. Well, you're back for me, so we're okay. So yes, thank you for joining us. Join us again next week in we're going to be in North Park?
Yeah.
State Park, which is a completely different environment from the Pinelands. I have never been to Ringwood State Park. Have?
Yep, once before.
Excellent. It's probably going to do a little more talking about North